We'll call the meeting to order for the Wicomico County Council Legislative Session 2022-18 for August 16, 2022. Those that like to stand and join us in the Lord's Prayer and Pledge of Allegiance, please do.
Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, as it is in heaven. And give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the King, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This will most likely be one of the quickest meetings we've had in some time. Entertain a motion from council to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any corrections? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. The consent agenda has been approved. Good morning, Mrs. Hurley.
Good morning, Mr. President, council members, ladies and gentlemen. The first item on the agenda this morning is a public hearing on resolution number 96-2022. This is to approve a cable franchise agreement between Wicomico County, Maryland and Shenandoah Telecommunications Company, also known as Shenter, and to authorize the acting county executive to execute the agreements. Council did have a work session on this request on July the 5th. And this public hearing notice, as well as the next three public hearings, the notices were published in the local newspaper and posted on the county's website. And we do have Mr. Paul Wilber here, our county attorney, if there are any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Hurley. At this time, we open the floor for a public hearing on Resolution 96-2022. If you have any comments that you'd like to make, come to the podium, please. State your name and your county of residence and your concern. This concludes the public hearing on Resolution 96-2022. Entertain a motion from council to approve Resolution 96-2022.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Resolution passes. Thank you, Mr. Wilber.
Next is a public hearing on resolution number 97-2022. This is recommending the approval for the sale of a land preservation easement from Lee Richardson and Tracy Richardson. This property is located on the northerly side of Old Ocean City Road and contains approximately 56 acres. The property owners have submitted an application to the Maryland Agricultural Preservation Foundation to protect the land from any development by preserving it for agricultural purposes. And we have Mr. Zito here from the Department of Planning and Zoning.
This time we open the floor for a public hearing on Resolution 97-2022. If you have any comments you'd like to make, come to the podium, please. State your name, your county of residence, and your concerns. Okay, this concludes the public hearing on Resolution 97-2022. Entertain a motion from council to approve Resolution 97-2022.
So moved.
Second. Second.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? Questions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Resolution 97-2022 passes unanimously.
Next is a public hearing on resolution number 98-2022. This is recommend the approval for the sale of a land preservation easement from Sidney Richardson and Kay Richardson. And this is a similar request. The property owners have submitted 6 applications to protect land on the east side of the county from development by preserving it for agricultural purposes.
This time we open the floor for public hearing on Resolution 98-2022. If you have any comments you'd like to make, come to the podium, please. State your name, your county of residence, and your concerns. Okay, this concludes the public hearing on Resolution 98-2022. Entertain a motion from council to approve Resolution 98-2022.
Move.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Resolution passes. When I say unanimously, we understand that Ernie Davis is absent. So unanimously. Thank you.
Next is a public hearing on resolution number 99-2022. This is to approve the agreement with Davey Resource Group, Inc. to provide turnkey permittee responsible mitigation on behalf of the Salisbury-Ocean City-Wicomico Airport. And council had a work session on this request on August the 2nd. And we have Mr. Paul Wilber here, our county attorney, and Mr. Chris Davidson, our assistant airport manager, if there are any questions.
This time we open the floor for public hearing on Resolution 99-2022. If you have any comments you'd like to make, please come to the podium, state your name, your county of residence, and your concerns. Seeing none, that concludes the public hearing for Resolution 99-2022. Entertain a motion from council to approve Resolution 99-2022.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Resolution 99-2022 say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Resolution passes unanimously.
The next item for business is resolution number 100-2022. This is confirming the appointment of Dr. Frederick L. Briggs as coordinator of Blueprint for Maryland's future legislation.
Entertain a motion from council to approve Resolution 100-2022.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion?
I have a question.
Yes.
Um,
Would you like the superintendent?
Yes, please, yeah.
Good morning.
Thanks, Dr. Stauffer. The last time we met with the delegation, we had asked for clarity on the role of this position, and then we also sent a letter of support to have someone from the Eastern Shore have representation on the board. Have you heard back on any of those?
I have not. As far as the role of this position, I do know that the Blueprint Coordinator is not only for Wicomico County Board of Education, but for Wicomico County as a whole. That Dr. Briggs, if appointed here, will be leading our efforts as we move forward with Blueprint legislation over the next 10 years for our school system and the 5 pillars. That we know that will be a part of that work that we'll be doing in the school system. Those pillars are college and career readiness, their early childhood education and advancing that, making sure our resources are equitably distributed among all of our schools, and ensuring we have a high-performing workforce, as well as the accountability, which is the 5th pillar that goes with that. So my thoughts is that that position should make regular updates to not only our Board of Education and our community, but also the council as a whole.
Thanks.
Sure.
I've been sitting in on some of those meetings. They're very long.
They are long. Just to give the council an update, as far as where we are currently, the Accountability and Implementation Board, which remember is a new office of Maryland government, has been meeting, as Mrs. Ackley has stated. They are long meetings. They'll be creating an implementation plan template, which will then go to all of the local school districts around Maryland. We'll be using that template this fall into the winter, and from there we'll be creating our own implementation plan for Wicomico County, which will be submitted to the Board of Education in February and ultimately submitted to the state in March.
Is there a list of the board members? Is it somewhere floating out? Because I log on to the meetings, but I don't ever see the list of the board members, and I'm just wondering if we ever got representation from the Eastern Shore.
So there is a new website that just did start, literally, that you should be able to go to. I have not had a chance to go to that website as of yet to see the information on it, but they should have the board members for the AIB, and then also the work groups that they are beginning, which will have representation from around the state, and hopefully some from the shore as well.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Any other questions? All those in favor of Resolution 100-2022 say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Resolution passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent.
Next is a submission of 3 appointments to the Wicomico County Historic District Commission. In accordance with Charter Section 413, the acting county executive has submitted 3 names for confirmation to the Historic District Commission. This commission is responsible for the review of all the construction or demolition activity affecting the external appearance of buildings within approved historic districts such as Quantico and Whitehaven. The first resolution is Resolution Number 101-2022. This is confirming the appointment of Jacqueline J. Sanders to the Wicomico County Historic District Commission.
Entertain a motion from council to approve Resolution 101, 2022.
So moved.
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Resolution passes unanimously.
Resolution Number 102-2022 is confirming the appointment of Sharon C. DeShiel to the Wicomico County Historic District Commission.
Entertain a motion from council to approve Resolution 102, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? The chair will abstain on this resolution. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Resolution passes by a vote of 5 with 1 abstention.
Next is Resolution Number 103-2022, confirming the appointment of Alita E.A. Davis to the Wicomico County Historic District Commission.
Entertain a motion from council to approve Resolution 102-2022.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Resolution 103, 2022 passes unanimously.
That's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you, Ms. Hurley. This time we open the floor for public comments. If you have any public comments you would like to make, come to the podium, please. State your name, your county of residence, and your concerns. Got here just in time.
Good morning. My name is Holly Porter. I'm the Executive Director of the Delmarva Chicken Association, resident of Caroline County, but represent many growers, farmers, and employees that live right here in Wicomico County. I appreciate the opportunity to be here this morning while I know that the DAF residential residual storage tank was not on the agenda for today and will be on the September 6th agenda. I still wanted to take the opportunity to share some thoughts, especially after hearing some of the discussion that seems to have changed course, honestly, over the past few months. I have shared with the council many times factual information as I know it on the topic, but it appears some things are worth repeating, and I am sharing again some similar information. Dissolved air flotation residuals are not industrial waste. Waste is something I take to a landfill, not reuse in a purposeful manner. DAF residuals contain nutrients and are registered with the Maryland Department of Agriculture's state chemist as required by COMAR 1518-0302 and COMAR 1518-0304. They provide nutrients that are managed by a farmer's nutrient management plan under COMAR 1520-08-05H and 05I. DAF residuals are not considered hazardous or toxic materials. They are tested by the state chemist. This is not a made-up definition. This is what is in the state law. So what we are really talking about is an agricultural storage tank that holds a registered agricultural product, just like fertilizer or grain. That is why the chicken community has grave concerns when we start to hear that the council is considering banning these tanks. According to the USDA National Ag Statistics Services, the handout that I have for you, there are 494 farms in Wicomico County, nearly 89,000 acres in farmland, and a market value of $303 million. And 78% of that is directly tied to poultry. Another $68 million is tied to feed for poultry, or the grains, which is why it was quite shocking when leaders of the Wicomico County Farm Bureau would say that this soil amendment is not agriculture and would want to consider limiting the nutrient tools in the toolbox that farmers have for growing crops, especially right now with the current shortage and high prices of commercial fertilizer. When we start banning agricultural structures that hold agricultural products, where does that lead? Why is it so far-fetched to think that another council in future years wouldn't consider doing the same for manure storage or for chicken houses? Some folks that have offered public comment in the past have also publicly stated they would like to see a moratorium on chicken houses. That's why the Delmarva Chicken Association supports the recommendation that storage tanks that hold ag products should remain in the A1 zone. We also support that it be allowed through special exception, allowing citizens to have their voices heard. It also allows the Board of Appeals the ability to add additional criteria to the permit. And after reviewing some of the comments that many of you have seen as well from citizens, we also are not opposed to additional restrictions, such as minimum acreage or minimum setbacks. We would even suggest, just like our chicken farms, that a vegetative buffer be included as well. We do question some of the restrictions on placement of locations specific to critical areas, paleo channel, or ag land preservation, as again, this is not a toxic or hazardous material. This is no different than the location of a storage tank for fertilizer on a farm. Just like everyone else in the room, we want to see this controversy come to a conclusion that will work for all citizens of Wicomico, which includes farmers and residents. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Supporter. The public comments. Seeing none, that concludes public comments. Council comments. Larry.
Yes, I'd like to congratulate the Delmar Little League girls softball team they came in second place, but I think they are the best in the world. So they're not just from Delmar, they're from all over Wicomico County. There are five little leagues, and not all of them give the girls an opportunity to play. So we thank Delmar for allowing that. So they represented the state of Maryland. They represented the Mid-Atlantic region. So the team that won came from a state that has 15 World Series championships, and Maryland has never had any. So that says a lot for these girls. So congratulations.
Thank you, Larry. Any other comments?
Yeah, I'll echo that. It's my hometown. I grew up in Delmar, and they've always had great support for their community and for their youth athletics. And I know a lot of folks traveled to support them, and they made their community proud. They get home this afternoon, and I know there's a lot in store for them. But it's always great to see folks in our community strive and accomplish what they set out to do. So it's quite an honor for them.
Josh.
I'll just say the National Folk Festival starts next week. That's really something amazing. It's be the 81st, I believe. But we've had estimates. I don't know if the estimates are still the same, but it could be 180,000 people coming through town were the higher estimates. So it's really quite an event. I hope folks actually get out and see it if they haven't been to the last couple years. It is really something special. These acts across the world that come here, and it's all free. So hope everyone can participate.
Joe.
I had the opportunity, I guess call it an unfortunate opportunity, to attend the renaming of the street in Pittsville to Glenn Hilliard Way. A lot of people turned out to honor that deputy that lost his life protecting the citizens of Wicomico County. The town worked hard to get that done, and I understand Man-Air Poultry paid for all the signage, so there was no cost to the citizens, although I think the citizens would have proudly picked up that fee if they had to. Mm-hmm. But anyway, it was a nice turnout, nice honor. Deputy Hilliard's family came out, as did a lot of the citizens of Pittsville and Wicomico County, so it was a real honor to be there. Thank you.
Joe? No. Under presidential comments, I also attended the event. It was a great event to see the corporal recognized, and his family I know appreciated it as well. So it was wonderful. I'd like to thank the Public Works Department for coming out and making that happen as well. I believe they're going to put 8 signs up, if I'm not mistaken,
8 signs, yeah.
which is a good thing. Only other thing I would comment on, which is sort of like I was really surprised this weekend. We have a grandson in town from Pennsylvania. And you know how campaign's been going on for a few months now, and you hear people say, well, we need to move Wicomico County forward. We need to create a better environment for the people, the citizens. So he comes to town, right? My wife of course, loves him to death. So do I, but she usually is the one that does everything with him. And here's what they did. They went to the beach at Cove Road, right? Because he wanted to get wet. He just wanted to play in the water. So he did that. Then they went to the park, and they went to the zoo. We watched a baseball game at Shorebird Stadium. We watched the Shorebirds win the game 3-2. Went to the library, and then he wanted to go see the airport. So he went to the airport. Now this is what he did in probably 2 days. Think about everything that this county has to offer, not only him, but everybody that lives in this community. That's just a small portion of what we have. So I thought it was very great to see that happen. It was sort of like an epiphany for me because I'm like, oh, there is so much to do. And he still has 5 more days to go. That's not why I'm here. But
She didn't take him shopping in Parsonsburg.
no, she didn't. That's good. That's coming. You know, it's a right turn past Marshall's for her, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, great. He's having a great time, and it's because he's in Wicomico County. It's making a really wonderful experience for him at his young age. So that being said, very proud to be a member of this council that represents Wicomico County. That being said, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Means adjourn.